Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Hi! Welcome. We are doing a timeless reading for you today. Thank you so much for clicking onto the video. If you get this, then perhaps it is meant for you. Please remember, when it comes to the future, tarot is unreliable, so take it with a grain of salt. It is meant for guidance, not guarantee. All of the timestamps will be provided below, starting with Aries. Next is Leo, and then we are ending with Sagittarius. And I will see you there. Aries, hi. Thank you so much for coming. As you can see, we pulled your spread for you already, and I will say that we have a lot on our minds, a lot in our sights, a lot that we're focusing on. It's possibly causing you some stress, but you know that you just need to get through this time and all will be well. So that's good to see. I think you're finding your footing, you're finding a routine that works for you, and once we have that more settled, we'll feel a lot more motivated, a lot more passionate and excited, and more importantly, inspired, because there's a lot of good ideas kind of roaming around in your mind, and I think we just need the time in order for us to actually breathe life into it. We have the intention, we have the motivation, we have the excitement. You're Aries, of course you do. I just feel that we need to actually have the time, energy to invest in it. You know, we have the emotional draw, and once we do get the ball rolling, my goodness, will it be very fortunate for you. We just need to first establish a routine that makes this very profitable for us. So I will say that your challenge, we never get a challenge unless we can overcome it, is actually the Empress, as well as the Six of Wands. So the Empress means growth, abundance, prosperity. It means a good harvest. It's a energy of I am cared for, I am well, I am safe. It's also an energy of like, I have all that I need. And next to that is the recognition card. This also means safe travels. It also means good news and being seen for your efforts and being celebrated for all that you have done. So know that this is on the mountaintop. Know that this is something that we must climb and strive for. And once we do so, everything will fall into place much more beautifully. So over here is what's representing you. We have the Magician and the Seven of Pentacles. The Magician represents the master manifester, the grand alchemizer. This card is beautiful for you, Aries. I feel that Aries are so driven, so motivated, so ready to take life on. And it's because we have so many wonderful ideas. And I think that we have a brilliant mind, and we don't let people, places, things hold us back from truly stepping into that power. Now, I will say this Patience card is a little bit different from what I'm used to in seeing in Aries energy. So we may have, you know, I was bringing up some things that we need to tie off, some loose ends we need to cut off, and in order for us to be able to fly. And I think it's because we have so much on our plate right now, but we're slowly but surely making our way to there. We're being very consistent. We're being consistent. And I think we are seeing things blossom because of this. We are seeing our hard work pay off. And I feel that we just have so much more we want to do. And we're like, why limit myself? The sky is the limit. And I really love that about Aries. So what are we focusing on? We do have justice, getting what you deserve. We also have the Two of Pentacles. And this is a very busy, I've got a lot on my plate, a lot on my mind, going back and forth as well. The Ten of Swords, a painful end, letting something die, as well as the Talent card, being very good at what you do, being a skilled craftsman, someone who puts in the energy and makes something beautiful, and people recognize them for everything that they do and how well they do it. So I like to see it. I think that we have our sights on something well. And when I say justice, there's something that we know that we deserve better on, and it has to do with the time, your money, maybe your body, your environment. There's just, there's something that's draining you, taking a lot from you, but you do intend to let it go, and therefore have the time and the energy, as I was saying prior, to actually invest in what you know will bring you this prosperity. You know what, Aries, I I'm doing your reading and I feel like you know everything already. You're like, I know this, Ron. I already know. If I just had the money, if I had the body, if I had the time, if I didn't have to take care of them and I didn't have to take care of those, then I can make this work. And that's a beautiful energy to have. And you're actually being advised to keep learning, to keep going, to keep up that optimism and that drive, because it really is taking you places as it has prior, but this time it's very different. Because we have water here. As you know, fire and water usually don't mix, but I think that we have very deep emotions that are bubbling up, and it's possible it can cause you some frustration, but we can actually wield it and transmute it into something that could bring us a lot of fortune. So if there's anything that you know that you are feeling strongly, especially intuitively, if you take the time to invest in that, if you take the time to pour into that, even when you're feeling tired, even when you're feeling like, I don't feel like my best today, I think just because your inspiration, just because these ideas are so valuable, they're going to work out for you in a beautiful way. And I say that because your outcome is actually the Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone who is in control of their reality. So while the High Priestess is somebody who controls the inner world, the Hierophant has great control of their outer world. So they have a good routine, they have good structure, they have the time necessary in order to allot into things that they love. And I feel like we know that it'll be stressful, like we know that it'll put a lot on our plate, but it's a burden we're willing to bear. In fact, it's a burden we're excited to bear. I think that Aries thrives when they have something to strive for, to keep going on. And that's what I just see happening in the future for you. And we see this progress happen slowly but surely, but we see the progress. It's like every day I get better, and you do. And it's really beautiful. It's wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and pull into the future for you. Let's see what we have coming in. Alrighty, so my goodness, Aries. So I pulled 2 cards for your past. They just kind of came out. I wanted some further context. So we have the King of Pentacles. This is a person, an energy, an establishment, something that has to do with money or, very earthly energy. So it could be your job, your boss. It could be like your home, anything that really confines you, I feel, because next to it we have the 5 of Cups and isolation. So the 5 of Cups actually does mean loneliness, sadness, depression, and isolation of course means being alone and not really opening up your heart to others. So I get the feeling that we were in some sort of financial situation or home situation, maybe even our body, that made us either so busy or just so confined that we could not open our heart to anybody. And for a while, it made it hard for us to be honest about what we were going through because we were worried that it was too much for people. And therefore I get it's a really kind of hard story to talk about. And I'm sorry if this isn't quite resonating for everyone, but what I'm seeing, and I guess this would be very specific, is that there's someone who felt so tied down to a job that they couldn't open up to anyone about the stress that they were going through because they had so many responsibilities to take care of. And if it's not a job, then it's like, I'm so ashamed of this body, like the way that I look and appear in the clothes that I wear, the car that I drive, that I don't feel like I'm worthy of even talking to people. And when people do reach out to me, I feel like I have to paint a different version of myself in order for me to be loved. And this is a time that is well past. This is a time that we are stepping out of. And I think that's what we were in the other section. There's painful end, and I felt like we realized that we were sabotaging ourselves by forcing ourselves to live this experience. We realized that by not being honest or not being forthright or truthful about how we really feel or think or the experiences that we're having. We couldn't let people in so that they could love the parts of ourselves that we needed them to love the most. It's a self-sabotage energy. And I think, I really feel it was important to bring this up because we're moving out of this swiftly, and it is quite literally in the past. So I just wanted to mention that. I felt like that was important to say. More so into the future, we have you being much more optimistic, much more honest, thinking about your future, thinking about your words and how they impact your future and how they impact your relationships, and just how powerful your mind is and how it warps and shapes your reality, how it creates your perception. And I feel that we are really starting to think about mastering our mind and therefore mastering our mouth. What are we speaking out to people? Are we meeting people and the first thing we do is complain? Or are we meeting people and the first thing we do is talk about what we're excited for in the future? I feel like this is what we're starting to become. It's like, in order for me to feel seen, I have to talk about everything that pains me. And that was really wonderful for a time. And I think it was very healing to witness people actually care for you, for people. And, maybe you're still in this process because this is in the future. But whatever it may be, I think we're maturing and moving to an era where now we feel even closer and even warmer around the people that want to lift us up. And they see that we have all these dreams and these things that we want to do and invest in and grow and become. And they go, you can do that. Of course you can. I see it in you. And you go, really? You do? And that starts to open up into a time where you see it within yourself. And so, it feels really beautiful. I don't know if this is something you really needed to hear, but I pulled from some cards from Spirit, and I apologize if you're not a super duper spiritual person. I believe that this is just like something that our soul needs to hear. And we have Dance with Life, do something to change your energy. And I feel that we know that we have to do this, and I think it's because of this inspiration. Aries, you're very, very good at following your joy, and this is a moment that is letting you do so wholeheartedly. This era is letting you push that further and see where it takes you, and it's a lot more motivating. We're feeling the rush. I feel the rush, I really like it, and yeah, that's what I got for you. Let me know if that resonated, and if it didn't, then it may not be your reading, but I still had a really good time. I hope there was something here for you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these. Tell me what you got going on, what really hit home for you, and I wish you the best in all of your endeavors. Remember that you are never alone, and you are loved. Bye-bye. Leo. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that you enjoy your reading. As you can see, we have pulled your spread for you already. And the first message that popped up was, oh my gosh, leave me alone. Oh my gosh, leave me alone. I get the feeling that we are ready to be independent. We're ready to be free. We don't want people to tell us what to do. We didn't ask you for advice. I didn't ask for your opinion. It's very much, I just want to be free. I don't want to feel so confined anymore. And for some of you, it's going to have to do with some prior commitments that you made. So relationships, jobs, a lease, anything like that. But for, I would say most of you, we're freeing and unshackling ourselves from ourselves. I get this energy of, why did I let myself go this far when I know I could have gone even further in this direction? And a lot of it had to do with the influence of others. And now we're ready to seek our own way of living, seek our own way of being and expressing, and it feels very entrepreneurial. So some of you are starting new businesses. It feels very expressive. Some of you are getting new wardrobes, throwing out old stuff, starting diets, going new routes when you walk, anything like that, and reaching out to more people in the future. So I just want you to know that you're on a beautiful path. And I think that if we're in this era of leave me alone, it's me time, it's good for you, and I love it. I'm happy to see. I am. So your energy is coming up as the Magician card. The Magician is a master manifester, so your will is your way. Go forth and prosper. And then we have the King of Wands as well. This is someone who thinks out of the box, someone who likes to be in control. It is a masculine energy, so this is a conquering energy. This is I value respect. I value being in control, and my will is my way energy. Both of them are, and I feel like we're just not holding back. And when it comes to our energy, we're not holding back. We have a lot of passion, and I get this a lot for Leos, and I know that you are the beautiful lion, so that could be influenced by this, but there's this energy of I am guided by my anger, my irritation. I know what I deserve, because when I feel angry, when I feel irritated, when I sense that something is off, those feelings, no matter how negative they are, you know that you can be guided by them, and they're catalysts to great change, and you can transmute that fire into will. into intention, and that's where the magic really happens. So I love it. I really do. Your challenge is the Queen of Wands. This is being who you are meant to be. We also have the Four of Wands, and this is a rite of passage. This is a graduation. So this is stepping into your highest good, into a new timeline. It's opening up that door of who you are meant to be. We never get a challenge unless we can overcome it. So this is going to be at the tippy top of the mountain, waiting for you to climb, but it is a climb worth having. So know that once we get past this era of I am tailoring myself to benefit others, but now I'm tailoring myself to benefit me, it will bring about a lot of freedom, and it'll also attract the right people. So what do we have for what you're focusing on? We have the Five of Wands. This is chaos. These are those things that are irritating you. And we also have the Isolation card. Leave me alone. I want to be separated from what's going on over here because it's really irking me. And I like it. I think that you know what you don't like and you know what you want, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wish I was more like you. I'm kind of a doormat, but I'm working on it. So thank you for the inspiration. It feels really good to step into your energy, Leo, because it's intense. It feels good. It's reinvigorating. So in the future, your outcome of the situation, more people that love you, that support you, people who are proud of the work that you put in for yourself, you feeling good in this energy, feeling celebrated, and also putting yourself around energies that will help you grow and uplift you further, that will push you up higher. It's my success is your success energy. So maybe we're taking classes so that we can all benefit from it. Maybe we are getting new business partners, anything like that, or just people whose energies work really well with us and uplift us in the right direction. You are being advised with the Lovers and the Ten of Swords to let go of an old connection. So the Lovers has to do with deep bonds, deep friendships, a partnership, obviously the Lovers, but it also means a commitment. So some prior commitment needs to be put down, needs to come to an end. You have to say no to, and I think we're gearing up to that. So, don't be afraid to say, no, thank you. I want to focus on me now. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I quite literally have to do this. And I think you'll be fine. And I think you're good at doing that. It's just, I think you have a big heart. And I think you really love to fight for people that you care about. And when you have to transition from fighting for others into fighting for yourself, it can feel kind of selfish at first, but when you give to yourself, I mean, that's when you start to attract people who are in the same flow as you. And it feels a lot better. It feels a lot more natural, like we're all fighting together. Now, energies that we have surrounding you, versatility and enterprise. So that was that entrepreneurial spirit I was getting, as well as relief, psychic, and divine masculine. I think that we were maybe in the past a little bit more acquiescent to the needs of others, and now we're starting to put forward our needs, and we know we have to do this. Therefore, the psychic, and it'll be very relieving once we do so. We just want relief. We just want to lie down. Sometimes, we don't always want to be fighting, and we want people who have the same mindset, but also value, they value rest just as much as you do. And they don't make you feel guilty when you do have to rest, right? Now, let's move into the future. Let's see what we got going on there. I love you, Leo. I think that you are so much fun. I think that you know what you deserve. I feel that you are just done. You're just done. And I love that you know where your line is, because that's something I've always struggled with. I really want to, that's actually my Lilith. I need to step more into this energy of, I know what's best for me. You can't tell me what that is. I get the feeling that people have said, I know you better than you know yourself. And you're like, no, you don't. And it feels very empowering. It feels really, really empowering to know yourself so well. And I think that there's been a time where you have realized that you have let others kind of dissuade or persuade you into a certain perspective on who you are. But now you're like, I'm changing up the narrative. Actually, I'm not selfish. I care about and love myself enough to put my foot down. And I think that's so true, bestie. I think that's so true, bestie. I love it. I'm really here for it. It is freeing. It is unshackling. It's exciting. It's passionate and beautiful. A wonderful journey. Truly, truly, truly. I don't see anything negative here. I will say there is a little bit of a warning from Spirit. We have you really taking life by the reins with the Emperor card. We have you focusing on your dream, on your goals and ambitions, knowing that you have everything you need to conquer this. So once again, an energy of conquering, also very masculine. Now, you don't have to be a man. You don't have to be any gender at all. It's an energy, right? It's how we speak in the spiritual scene here. We use feminine, masculine. It's just some verbiage, though, for an energy of like, I'm going, I'm doing it. It's an action. And we're taking that action, and that's bringing us something wonderful. And I think we're truly, truly chasing our dreams. I think we're bringing in more warmth because of that. We're attracting people that have a more passionate energy to them. I feel like people are going to start seeing you for who you really are, because you're able to actually walk the walk and talk the talk and be the bee. And no one can tell you otherwise, because the evidence is evident, And that's not to say that you don't have all these aspects of yourself already. Of course you do. People love you. People are inspired by you. People want to be like you. I'm one of those. And I think that just because some people don't appreciate that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Okay? So, step into this, because, the future isn't set, so you don't have to live this journey, but it feels very, oh my gosh, there's a fire in my chest. There's a fire in my heart, and I want to be guided by it. Like the Chariot here is following your heart, a path to success, a road. It's also traveling. So it's possible in the next maybe 2-3 months, you'll find yourself going to new places, meeting new people, starting new new things and actually buying the things you've wanted when it comes to like some sort of business, or maybe even spending more time with those people that you have missed, anything like that. We're being more charitable to the things that we love, and through that investment, it invests itself back into us. It's like, oh, I bought this. Like, let's say you really wanted to get into sewing and you wanted your own Etsy shop where you were selling like your revamped secondhand clothes. Maybe someone's doing that, and like you go ahead and you buy that really, really nice machine, and you have to put out like a credit. You gotta put it on credit, but it gives back to you. It's worth it. It's fulfilling. It's exciting, and you feel like you're in your element, and you're proud of yourself, and you're not afraid to tell people how you did it either. I get the feeling like a lot of you love to teach. A lot of you love to share. You don't want to gatekeep or keep any secrets, and it's because you know that you have eyes on you and you want to share that energy. And I think that's also why you're giving more and people are really rubbing off on you. So I want you, there's a little bit of a warning, and it's nothing to be afraid of. Don't let people spiritually manipulate you. You are the master of your own reality, the wielder of your own fate. You choose your own story. You have the pen to what will unfold and how you perceive it and the person you will be. So, shape this person in your mind, the best version of yourself, and then become it, because you have that power right now. And I feel that once we stop letting people shape us, it'll be so much more freeing. And I feel like it has to do with family or your community or your outer perception. Like you love them so much that you're willing to do that. But now we're not in an era of being a martyr. We're in an era of being our savior. And I love it. I really like it. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much. I wish you the best with everything that you're endeavoring. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these and to support me and help my little algorithm. Yeah, and know that you are never alone and you are loved. Thank you very, very much. Bye, Leo. Hi, Sagittarius. It's nice to see you. I am also a Sagittarius. So let's do this. It'll be okay. So, your challenge, we never get a challenge unless we can overcome it, is the moon and the Six of Wands. So the moon represents the unknown, illusion, what is in the darkness, the unseen. It also represents intuition and what you are feeling. So next to that, being the card for good news, for recognition, for seeing everything that you have done, as well as praise and really, celebrating your efforts. That tells me that we are purposely sweeping under the rug everything that we have done. We're underselling ourselves. We aren't sharing with people just how wonderful we are and how powerful we are and how great we can be and where we are going and the things we have done. It's like, let's say that you have a degree in something really cool, or maybe you're certified in something that not a lot of people are into. Like, I want to be a certified hypnotherapist. That's pretty cool, but I don't tell people that. I feel that we are not letting ourselves be praised for what we know is cool. So don't shoot yourself in the foot by not telling people the good things that you have done in your life. So know that once you start sharing that, once you stop hiding that, there's one thing with being humble and there's another thing with being proud of what you have accomplished and letting people see that excitement and hard work and effort that you have done and be happy with you and for you. Because I really, you are so good at picking up on if someone is a good or bad person. And I feel like you have seen so many bad people who are just, they really kiss their own, you know what I mean? And you don't want to be like them, but at the same time you see like these, maybe a pop star, like let's say you have Britney, and Britney isn't afraid to show off her body, and you think, good for her, good for Britney. It's okay to show off what you're proud of. Don't sweep it under the rug. So that's the thing that I really wanted to bring up. That was the first thing that really shown to me that you know what you're good at, you know what you're best at, you know what you're about, you know who you are, you know what motivates you, what excites you, what you're proud of yourself about, and you don't have to hide that in order to be a good person. You can have it be celebrated with those around you and know that you are being praised in the beyond. I really feel like your spirits are very much clapping for you. Like, good job. That was really, really hard, and you did it. And you know, it's not just like the great things, like you have those degrees and certifications or anything like that, or you make a certain amount of money. And even if you do, that's wonderful. It's the challenges that you have overcome, the places that you have been and came out, you're healed from that. Not a lot of people do that. So know that you are the victor in this story. You are not a survivor. You are the master of it. You've learned so much. You're thankful for it even. You go, I wouldn't change that. I don't have any regrets. I needed to learn that. I knew what I was getting into, and I just needed a first-hand experience, and I'm thankful that I did. And now I can connect with others better because of it. And, you know, that's the case, and I feel that strongly. The energy, I lit my candle, by the way. That's why I had that cut. But the energy that you are coming up as is the Seven of Cups, which has to do with being distracted, having a lot in front of you. It also means illusions and, as I said, distractions, as well as the Four of Wands, which is stepping through a portal, which is that 1111 card. Something has come to fruition that you manifested. And I feel that now that we have graduated from an old era, it's hard for us to reground ourselves into this new timeline almost, and there's a lot happening around us that we know isn't necessarily the main quest, but they're side quests that are still important for your narrative, but not quite fulfilling for you. And I think that's something that we are struggling with right now, because we have your focus being chaos, what we'd like to manifest, and your advice is what we are lacking, what we're bored of, what isn't fulfilling, and how we're investing a lot of energy into it, and that is making us stuck. That's making us stay where we are when we could be flying free. So know that it has to do with these outer energies. These are these side quests, and I think that it's okay to have the side quests, but I think we've had our fun. I think that we know that they are important to us. So I get an energy of like, I've been caring a lot for my friends, or I've been doing these things so that I can save, or so that I can feel better, or so that I can rest. And I think that period of rest, that period of giving, that period of even sacrifice, you know, is over. And so we're trying to really work our magic into a time of I am giving to myself, but I also have enough energy to give to others. It's just important that I give to myself first. And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I don't know, it feels really good. It feels like a good compromise with the person you want to be. Sagittarius, you constantly know what you want to embody, and that's why it's so easy for you to shift your energy into that version of yourself. You have a very strong moral compass, and you're not going to sacrifice it for others. And now we have shifted into another version that's even more mature, and we know that we have to fill up our own cup first. And I think that's why we're being advised to really reassess where we're putting our energy consistently at this moment, because it's not letting us grow in the direction that we know we want to, and we could very much expedite things. So know you're going to get something that you deserve, but it's not going to look the way that you expect. You're going to think it's a gift. You're going to think that it is maybe a thing or an event or an accomplishment, but actually what it is a release. What it is a cut loose, a cut free. It'll feel good. Like a weight is off your shoulders, and you know that it needed to happen, and you're happy for it. So step into that. Don't be afraid of that. Maybe at first it'll feel a little bit like, oof, oh, okay. but it's something that needs to happen. Now, we also have the home, so you may be really reassessing your current environment and how it affects you. We also have affluence, the people that you are impacting, how the waves you make affect everything around you. Look at that. And we also have boundaries. So once again, cultivating a space of growth, of healing, of comfort and ease, so that we can actually give the way that we want to, or share the knowledge that we need to from a healed space. And I think that in order for us to do that, there's some things that we have to cut loose, or the universe will do it for us. Or the universe will do it for us. So know that that's incoming. All right, so let's go ahead and pull into your future now, and I will skip to the good part. So I want to go back to the gift of getting what you deserve being a release. So Sagittarius, as you know, you value freedom. Freedom to be who you are, freedom to express, freedom to give, to receive, to be, and to just create in general. And oh yes, a lot of energy of like giving. A lot of energy of giving, making way and making room. And it's not in a tower way. I feel the tower has already fallen for you. And recently, or maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And now we're putting the pieces together. And we're just kind of looking at what has been distracting us. Or maybe we are healing some of that pain that the tower had caused, so that we can refocus onto what our purpose is. And your purpose is anything that you decide it to be. Your purpose, your purpose can change every day, every moment if you decide it to. But I think that especially Sagittarius, you have this inner calling, and you are, you have the bow and arrow. You know where to shoot, and you're shooting for it. You're going for it. Maybe the target can change, but you're always going to make the shot. And right now, we're really reassessing where we want our sights to be. We have you looking at that pain and deciding for yourself that this just won't do. And we have to shift and change our perspective so that we can actually make that shot and have, get that bullseye. And I think that you will. I really do, because we have you with the King of Swords planning, being very smart, being very wise, and knowing where to put that focus and invest that time so that we can pour our energy into places that we know will give back to us and will explode our creativity and our intuition with that Knight of Wands. Now, anytime we mix air and fire, it creates something huge. It's an explosive energy, and I feel that we are releasing a time of a lot of emotional. We're expelling. We are, expelling. Expelling is the biggest word. We are expelling now. And that is almost over. Purging almost in a good way. And after that is over, we can then look clearly and see what it is from the top of this mountain that we have climbed. And my goodness, have you climbed quite a few. But those efforts have really put into perspective what is important to you. So there is an era of loneliness, but intentional lonesomeness. Intentional, I need to focus on me. I need to put in all of this into my passion so that I can create. And this creation will be, I don't know if magnum opus is the right word. I don't know, but it will be something that you have wanted for so long that you can't let anything hold you back from it anymore. And it's because what you have healed from and are healing from now, that purging has put into perspective your life and how it has led you to here. And now we're falling into place, and we're wielding that wand, and we're using our voice as our wand, and our mind and our intention and our focus, so that we can actually no longer see this illusion or these options or this overwhelm as something that is keeping us from our purpose, but instead is allowing us to choose how we're going to enact this purpose that we choose, right? How do I want to do this? And that freedom is exciting for you. There's a lot of freedom in the Fool. The Fool represents fresh hope and taking chances and believing that this journey will yield great results for you. And it always does, because as you know, it is all perspective, and you're wonderful at being thankful for what you have learned. So know that I feel like you have already stepped through so many doors, and there's another one coming probably in the next 6 to 8 months. I know that's really long, but maybe even sooner if you decide to let yourself feel a little bit more. I know that's hard, especially when we have so many side quests, but I think that it'll be so rewarding for you. And there's someone who means a lot to you that is coming with you in this new time, and it'll feel peaceful and rewarding and expressive. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you very, very much. If that resonated, then please let me know how. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see me around more often. And I wish you the best with everything that you are endeavoring. Remember that you are never alone and you are loved.